It's been more than 2 decades since Malcolm in the Middle first aired, but fans are still obsessed with one weird little mystery from the show. What was their last name? Believe it or not, the iconic sitcom that followed Malcolm and his chaotic family never actually revealed the family's official last name in the series. Now, with Disney bringing the show back for a short revival, there's a real chance that long-running question might finally be answered once and for all. The Malcolm in the Middle reboot is officially happening, and it's got fans buzzing. Disney has picked up the show for a special 4-episode revival, which is basically going to be like a long movie broken into parts. What's even more exciting is that almost the entire original cast is coming back. Bryan Cranston will once again play Hal, Frankie Muniz is returning as Malcolm, and Jane Kaczmarek will reprise her role as the unforgettable mom, Lois. Justin Burfield, Reese, and Christopher Masterson, Francis, are also returning. Unfortunately, Eric Pursullivan, who played the youngest brother Dewey, won't be part of the new show, and that's left fans a little sad. Another important absence is Cloris Leachman, who played Grandma Ida and won 2 Emmys for the role. She passed away in 2021. The original creator of the show, Linwood Boomer, is back in charge for this revival, which gives it even more credibility. He's the one writing the new episodes, so fans are expecting something that feels just as quirky, funny, and heartfelt as the original. Even though we don't have an official release date yet, Disney has confirmed the revival is on track to come out sometime this year. So now fans are asking the same question again. Will we finally learn what Malcolm and his family's last name is? In the original run of Malcolm in the Middle, which aired from 2000 to 2006 and included 151 episodes across 7 seasons, this question never got a clear answer. The show made it a bit of a joke that their last name was never mentioned. In fact, one episode played around with it by putting Nola's name as a fake surname. That running joke became one of the show's signature quirks. But even though fans have mostly settled on the idea that their last name is Wilkerson, it was never confirmed on screen. Interestingly, there's a lot of evidence to support the Wilkerson theory. A deleted scene from the pilot episode, which was later released on the DVD box set, shows Francis at military school with the name Wilkerson on his uniform. That's a big clue. Plus, early versions of the scripts for the first season used Wilkerson as the family's last name. Even IMDb currently lists the characters with that surname: Malcolm Wilkerson, Hal Wilkerson, Lois Wilkerson, and so on. So why didn't the show ever officially go with it? Back in 2003, the New Bern Sun Journal reported that the show's creator, Linwood Boomer, didn't want the family to be tied to a specific ethnicity. According to him, they left the family's last name out on purpose so viewers wouldn't associate them with a certain cultural background. He thought it would make the family more relatable to a wider audience if they stayed somewhat vague. That's why, even though Wilkerson was part of early drafts, it was scrapped. It's a unique approach. Most sitcoms like to flesh out every little detail about their characters, especially things like names and backgrounds. But Malcolm in the Middle was always a little different. It didn't even have a laugh track, which was pretty rare for sitcoms back in the early 2000s. The show's creative choices often broke the traditional rules, and this name mystery was just another part of that quirky charm. Still, it's been over 25 years since the show first hit TV screens, and times have changed. Nowadays, fans want closure. Theories, guesses, and deleted scenes can only go so far. And while the surname Wilkerson has kind of become accepted by default, it's never been officially confirmed by anyone from the show. Even a Fox publicist once said that officially the family's name should still be considered a mystery. But let's be real at this point, does it really make sense to keep the joke going? Even if it started as a fun gag, it's something fans still talk about all these years later. In fact, some people are more obsessed with this name mystery than any of the storylines from the show. The creators may have been trying to keep the family's identity vague, but that hasn't really worked in the long run. Everyone already has an idea of who the family is, from their personalities to their parenting style to their suburban middle-class life. It's not like finally saying Wilkerson is going to ruin the magic. In fact, it might just be the perfect cherry on top of this nostalgic return. Now that Disney is handling the revival, the question is, will they finally address the name directly, or keep it a mystery forever? A lot of fans are hoping this reboot doesn't just revisit old jokes and moments, but actually gives a little bit of closure. After all, this isn't a full reboot with multiple seasons. It's just 4 episodes. That means there's only so much time to pack in big reveals, emotional moments, and classic humor. So if they're ever going to give us the answer, now would be the time. And if they do finally say it's Wilkerson, it won't really ruin the joke, it'll just bring it full circle. It'll feel like a nice callback, and maybe they'll even play around with the reveal in a funny, creative way. Maybe someone says the name and another character acts shocked like, wait, we had a last name this whole time? That would be a very Malcolm in the Middle way to handle it. Plus, for longtime fans, this could be one of those satisfying moments where something that's been bugging them for years finally gets solved. The name mystery might seem small, but for people who grew up with this show, it matters. It's part of what made Malcolm in the Middle feel so unique, and solving it could make the revival feel even more special. So whether it's a dramatic reveal or just a casual mention, fans will definitely be listening closely for any clue about that last name when the new episodes drop. And if Linwood Boomer and the cast decide to keep the gag alive for one last round, that's okay too, as long as they make us laugh in the process. What's certain is that this revival is going to be a big deal for fans. Seeing the original cast come back, revisiting the quirky tone of the show, and finally, maybe, getting answers to some old questions, that's what everyone's hoping for. And even though Dewey won't be there, and Grandma Ida is gone, there's still plenty of nostalgia left to enjoy. In the end, the biggest mystery from Malcolm in the Middle might finally get solved. Or maybe it won't. Either way, fans are just excited to see Malcolm, Hal, Lois, Reese, and Francis back on their screens again after all this time.